I just recently did a 90-minute close-up magic show with no breaks. And while it actually was pretty crazy. It was for a special client. They were awesome. I just wanted to give compliments to them for it. And it was very lavish. I do want to add some thoughts in this video. I'll skip the intro for today, just to make it extra quick. But I just wanted to add some thoughts on a 90-minute magic act, and I'll list my act or what I did, just briefly, names and ideas, so you could search up those individual videos on my channel in your free time. But I just wanted to be able to help people who are in a similar situation. They have to do a longer magic show. They're in the close-up realm and they need ideas or how to be able to more confidently pull up a longer magic show. And I wanted to offer some insight to that to make it work, make it more seamless, and give you the confidence to know you can pull off that longer magic show with a bang. So one of the factors is organization, and I think that's probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, consideration that you should do to your magic show. So it's like 90 minutes. Oh my gosh, for a magic show, and this is twice as long as like a cruise ship magic show. Cruise ship magic shows are usually only about 45 minutes long, and they contain like 5 to 7 pieces and performed by a very, very competent performer who seeks to be able to continue doing it and make a living off of it. And this was I know not everyone will have a 90-minute magic show. That seems insane. Magic Castle's close-up shows are usually only about 15 minutes, and if the performer is very bold, maybe half an hour and 45 minutes, but they're usually really engaging. 90 minutes is usually unheard of. But I want to offer the unique things I did in this show to be able to make it work. Though for context, it was a very, very small group for that 90 minutes. So for the case of being a smaller group that wants a longer, more intimate show, you would want the pre-show work of just being able to talk to them if you can, and understand them, understand their interests and stuff of that nature. Not so much, we don't want to presume a lot, but we want to observe and see how they react, so we can, if you have a wide array of knowledge of being able to switch out an effect for another, because you have a wide array, you could swap out the effect you were currently doing before you do it and swap it out for an effect that may be more personable to an audience member. That could be beneficial, because during my show I noticed there were some effects were playing better to the audience members better than other effects were, and it was the styling of it that they were interested in. So I used my knowledge to the best of its ability and swapped out like 1 or 2 effects for one more applicable for that situation, to be able to keep the ball rolling and keeping strong reactions. And ultimately, you want to be able to scale your show to a big conclusion, or just keep it at a high point and everyone's very happy. But you would also want the roller coaster of emotions along the way, so people can feel like very emotional. It's a great show. Hopefully you're not angering anyone, because that's unprofessional. But roller coaster in the sense like, is it my card? Is it? No, he's just joking with me. Oh, he's funny. Wow, this is a very serious moment. No, this is impossible. And so this wide range creates a great flow, at least in my opinion. And I talked about it in a previous video. Another fact, so for organization, going back to organization, I know I went off on a tangent, but with organization, for my show, I actually organized my act into sectors, and I'll be very open about it. I open up my magic act with coin magic, just because it's very visual, it's fast, it gets the ball rolling where we need it to go, and we get a quick idea. They start to get a quick idea of the style of magic I do, that I am very competent in, that they can react and they'll have fun in it, and there's just a lot of fun in coin magic overall, and just being able to start off with it can be really ideal. It's just a great opener. And I do about 10, I don't know how long I did for that, but like 10 to 15 minutes. I have like 10 to 15 minutes worth of coin work. I think I did about 10 minutes worth of it, but just like some really good coin work, you can be able to really deliver to that spectator. And so there's no buyer's remorse or hiring remorse. They're happy, like, wow, he's really starting off with a bang. Quick stuff with coin magic. And again, you would need, unless you are really, really, really competent in cards to be able to, do multiple different things and suit a wide array, so it doesn't feel like he only does card tricks. So essentially saying, unless you're John Armstrong, inside joke. I would encourage for a longer shows, even just something like 30 to 45 minutes, to incorporate other elements of Magic into it. So I start off with coins, then I go into maybe, I don't remember how I organized in the list, but I did sponge balls in there as well for the variety and the comedic aspects of it. I did different little effects, and then my midsection, a good, like the meat of my act is, card magic. All the different effects and organizing it so it doesn't feel like any effects are repeating. We get all the dynamics hit, and because it was a smaller but mixed audience, I want to be able to play to the females for the more intimate effects, be able to really get to understand them, know them, and just make the effects more personable to them when I do the revelations. And then for the males, I want to make sure I got the flashiness there so they're excited, so everyone can feel like they're involved. And that's a little bit part of organization and just the observation of the whole dynamic. And then for the cards, so I mentioned cards. I do a couple other things. I do a couple effects with thumb tips. I believe I do thumb tip work before I do my card work, and then maybe a couple effects of thumb tip work after. I do a couple of different things, but everything is just like in a sector. I know there's different performers who can jump in 1 to 2 card tricks, jump out into another, and then jump back into it. For me, it's a personal preference. I just kind of done. And it's just a personal preference. I just like to have it in long sectors, so they like, this is the card act, this is this section, this is that section, and so people can really have a clear recalling of it. Or just a moment where they can brace themselves and enjoy themselves and just know, okay, this is where we're going to have this. But again, personal preference, because I know there's different styles and everything where people like to jump in and out of cards all the time. They may do 2 or 3 card tricks, but different sections and everyone may do magic at different points. And I encourage that. I encourage the diversity and everything. As I love to say, there's no right way. It's just guidelines. But I do want to open ideas to what I personally do. This is just me, and how I handle the 90-minute act. And at the end, and also Cups and Balls at the end. Cups and Balls is just a great closer at the end. Well, I do my own version. You can check on the channel. 1 cup and 3 dice routine, and double or triple production at the end. And the client was very, very pleased. And then having some encore pieces to be able to settle out all the moment. And the encore could be, and I think I did like 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes of encore stuff after my main act was finished. So it feels like no matter what, I completed the whole thing. I met the requirements and I did what I was supposed to do. Encore pieces could go delve. This is where I can delve or dive. Yeah, I think I'll go with dive. Dive back into previous effects I already completed, but not like the same exact effect, but in the same area. So if I did my coin section of my act, I maybe have 1 or 2 coin magic effects in reserve after my whole act is done that I can pull out for my encore, and then people's like, wow, this is great, he did a little bit extra just for us. Meeting those requirements for the 90-minute magic show, which in all reality is pretty insane. Do it without breaks. But for those who can, I guess really the secret is organization and orchestrating all of it and observing and just all the little factors that we do that seem insignificant. At least us, we have our doubts as performers, but really do make a difference in the long run, believe it or not. And when you really notice it, it's like you don't notice it until it's already happened, and it really does make a difference when doing that longer show. And ultimately, you want to make your clients happy and have an organization for a smooth show and delivering on that longer show while keeping the impact high and the audience entertained and everyone focused. It really does make that difference. And it's something I try to encourage, or if just a more open mind to being able to input other ideas or try different ideas and see what works best for those performers or for you. So, with that said, I hope you got something out of this, and wishing you a wonderful day. And if you haven't checked out this video yet, or this video yet, definitely check them out, and I will see you in the next video.